Hello and welcome to TSL Talk, and joined by my learned colleague Adam Smith. And Adam, finally the game we've been waiting for a while, Burnie and Clarence.
Yeah, it's a big one here. I guess top of the table again, up for grabs. You saw it. They only played sort of 5-6 weeks ago, and a couple of different personnel changes from the last time around. But it should be another great clash.
And their first time this season, they're both coming off defeats. It's really thrown the race wide open.
Yeah, it has. The league seems to have tightened up a little bit in the last couple of weeks. We've seen Glenorchy seem to have the wood on Clarence, and Lauderdale and North Hobart are both championing there. Launceston bounced back to form over Burnie last week, so it's all set up for a thrilling finale with 3-4 weeks to go.
And at the time of recording, we haven't seen the squads yet, but I suppose it could come down to whether Jason Laycock plays or not.
Yeah, a big, we will be waiting eagerly to see an inclusion. He's not the only one though. They've got a few injury concerns. Andrew Lee's obviously still out. Rowan Baldock's gone for the year. And I believe Vin Ponsonby might be done for the year as well. So they're in a bit of trouble, and Laycock's the big one with no Savage for Clarence. If he gets up and going, then that could spell danger for the Roos.
I suppose it's not the quality of the players that got out, but they're all in their forwards as well, so kicking goals could be a problem for the Dockers.
Yeah, that's it, and it seems to be that was the issue last week, I think, against Launceston. They couldn't quite get the score on the board, so we'll wait and see when these teams come out a little bit later on today, and hopefully get some good players back in there, because that's what you want to see when the two best sides in the comp go at it. You want to see the best players on the park.
With given all that, can you give us a tip?
I probably like Clarence. I think they need to bounce back. They'll be stung by the loss to Glenorchy a couple of weeks ago, and they'll be really ready to go, I think. And up there, I reckon they even without Savage, if Laycock doesn't play, it probably tilts it more in their favour. But I'll tip them in a close one.
And would the rest of the competition just be a little bit nervous about Launceston's recent form?
I think you have to be. Whether the sleeping giant has finally awoken. A few home truths I know there was from Anthony Taylor in that loss against Lauderdale a few weeks ago, and the way they bounced back was probably what they've been looking for all season. So they've got their best team back on the park, and there's really no excuses. And you'd have to say that it'll now come down for third spot in the last game between Clarence and Lauderdale if both sides keep winning as they do. And if Launceston keep going as they are, they'll get that double chance, and that could prove the big thing in the finals.
Yeah, some really good signs for the Blues last week. Sonny Whiting kicked 5 goals, his best return for the year, and Jesse Lonergan, who seems destined for the AFL draft, was BOG.
Yeah, he's a big lad, Jesse, for a midfielder. I saw him a couple of weeks ago, and he's really well built, and he seems to be that size that obviously the AFL clubs will be looking at. So if he can continue in his great form towards the end of the season, I'm sure that he'll definitely be looked at.
A vital game, and 2 informed teams down at Lauderdale, where Lauderdale hosts North Hobart.
Yeah, this is shaping up as another cracker. I guess North Hobart obviously just have to keep winning if they want to make finals, and Lauderdale will be keen to keep the pressure on Launceston for that third spot. They're coming back from Devonport and had a good win up there, so she'll be no doubt they'll they seem to have a bit of rivalry now, these two sides, and I reckon that'll be another belter.
Glenorchy's win over Clarence really took a little bit of the wind out of North Hobart's sails, didn't it? Clarence were obviously the hot favourites going into that game. If Clarence got up, it would have been really tight for that 5th spot.
Yeah, I guess what it means now is North Hobart have to do the same thing. They've got to knock off Lauderdale, and they'll probably have to beat Clarence in a couple of weeks as well if they want to keep their finals chances alive. So they're playing good enough footy to do it in patches. They need to piece it together for 4 quarters, and the teams again will be interested to see whether Jesse Wells comes back. He did his hammy a couple of weeks ago, so whether they'll risk him in a big game or not remains to be seen.
And they'll really need him for Big Cassidy. He kicked out 5 goals last week against Devonport.
Yeah, the last time they played, he was the rock down back for the first half, and they couldn't get past him before Lauderdale blew the game open in the third quarter. So whether they can use him both ends of the ground, and as I said, he'll be the linchpin, and they'll desperately want him back there.
Give Hobart any chance this week against Glenorchy, getting that first win for the season?
No, can't see that happening. I can't see them winning another game for the year, unfortunately.
It's important for Glenorchy though they've shown that they can play really well against the top teams, but they can drop off against the lower ranked sides.
Yeah, it's a funny one. They beat Clarence, lose to North Hobart. This is a big game. They'll want, I guess, not just in percentage as well. I know they've got significant percentage on North Hobart, so probably not too much doubt there. But if they continue and get a big win, build that, it makes it even tougher for North Hobart to try and pinch that 5th spot off them.
And just to touch on the last game, South Lonnie and Devonport at Youngtown Oval.
Yeah, this is another game. South Launceston will probably back themselves here after dismantling Hobart a couple of weeks ago. Devonport pushed Lauderdale for a couple of quarters last week, but you'd think at home the Dogs will get the points there.
And Devonport actually won last time these two played. First win of the season, I think it was a 1 point win where Michael Musica missed a goal from pretty much the top of the square with a couple of minutes to go.
Yeah, he's probably still not living that one down, is he, young Michael? But I think that, so it took a kick from him to miss, as we said, 20 metres out for Devonport to get that win. So I think that if South play anywhere to their potential with Mitch Thorpe back in the side, I think they'll do it pretty easy at home.
All right, Adam, thanks very much for your thoughts. And remember, for all your TSL stories, pick up your copy of the Mercury or go to the Mercury online.